Good morning, everyone. So the space tech market has been selling off pretty significantly today. And while that's been taking place, it's not just a downswing there. We've also had pretty big allergies today with the spring weather. I don't know about you guys, if any of you guys are getting the sneezing, the pollen, all that good stuff. If you're in the United States, most likely you're feeling a little extra tired if you got any allergies. Man, what a Friday. So this morning in our daily live trading session, we weren't really doing too much. We had that little position over on AAOX. If you are watching the photonics market, that's been an interesting one. We're up there, kind of continuing that trend. We're looking for that move up to $80 or $100 a share. But in the space tech market, man, things are selling off today. Now, we talked about this being very expected in our video about 2 days ago, where this previous resistance around this $25 range with Redwire was expecting a sell down. Redwire and LUNR as well. We had that previous resistance level. Even LUNR kind of sold down further than you might expect into these 200-day moving average levels that we haven't seen in a little bit, with previous resistance there around $25, $28 a share that they've recently sold down to. You got BKSY selling down as well, breaking previous support and falling into that $35 support level. But once again, very expected when we're looking at the IPO coming up with SpaceX. Basically, every single day since the Blue Origin explosion, space stocks have been selling off. You do have that move down to the 200-day moving average on a lot of these ones, where you're starting to see, or even not 200-day moving average, just kind of looking at them reaching previous resistance levels, that if they're going to continue the more hyper bull trends, then you're looking at targets of recoveries of about 20%. About 43% recovery on Redwire we're watching there. But again, like, we were expecting these sell downs, and they make a lot of sense. Rocket Lab is selling down. Planet Labs is down 25% today. I'm telling you guys, I have tissues. When it comes down to the growth of the space tech market from a revenue standpoint, almost all the companies really came in with really good earnings and increased revenues, if not doubling year over year. Companies like LUNR and Rocket Lab and Redwire really crushing their earnings. Oh my gosh. And also, Redwire is coming in with new contracts as soon as today. You've got recent deals of over $150 billion they're a part of. $15 million deals here. Multi-year contracts. You got really dozens of millions almost per month in new contracts, whether they're small UAS, these advanced systems for aerial warfighting or army aviation, or just in general with their space infrastructure as a result of the Golden Dome. They didn't make the list for top contractors that we saw from the government directly receiving money, but they are a part of that $2.6 billion deal that they should be receiving more revenues, along with their deal that they're a part of currently with the 151 billion. But if you were to pull up, Redwire as well, we were looking at the projections. We saw some negative projections into today on Prophecy. We talked about it yesterday, saying, hey, we're probably looking bearish into this week. And then this morning, we didn't enter any trades because Fridays are oftentimes slower. But then, even some of the models are still bearish into the next month, like Gemini. But most of them into the longer term timeframes, you still see very bullish projections into those $25 to $30 ranges for Redwire, quite bullish there. But again, when you're looking at Redwire, you're looking at Rocket Lab, you're looking at Black Sky, with the exception of maybe ASTS and a few others. Fly has been one that people are covering as well, FLY. For the most part, if you compare some of these companies like Fly, for example, they got $1 billion in equity. Their negative net income still negative, but they did about 80 million last quarter. So they're starting to get into that conversation. At just $6 billion market cap, they're actually up there quite a bit already. But you look at Redwire in comparison, they're doing over $100 million per quarter, and they have more equity than Fly, for example. So if you compare the two, right, a lot of people talking about Firefly Aerospace, and I think they kind of hyped up. They had their IPO and they're just like surging $62. Now they're kind of selling down, continuing to sell down. They got $1 billion in equity, which is fine, but then they got negative net income, They just recently reached 80 million in the last quarter with a $6 billion market cap. It's not the most favorable when you compare it to other companies like Redwire. Redwire, you got them at 1.73 billion. Is that still right around where they're at? Yeah, $1.73 billion market cap. They have 1.5 billion in assets with over $100 million per quarter. They're just in a yearly basis doing more than their market cap. They're not at 6 billion. They're at 1.73 billion. So I really like, still where we're at. Obviously, when we started covering Redwire or even Rocket Lab at $5 a share, or Redwire at that $5 a share as well. You're looking at the moves here, and it's like, wow, what a surge. We get over on our Charles Schwab portfolio, our longer term positions are doing good, like 200%. Here alone, we got 100% return on Redwire. It's really nice to see them up in this, $18 range. And we kind of talked about them just stabilizing really around $15. They're at 18 now. But ultimately, if you look at the financials and you look at the SpaceX IPO stuff, the reality is we could see the stock get up into similar valuations on as most space companies do seem to fill their value better, and that the market cap of, let's say, 3 to 5 to even $10 billion with their current financials would actually make a lot of sense, which then poses a question of, hey, could we see a 2 to 4 to 5x potential here of them getting into, 25 to 50 to 100 or 180 or $200 a share or something like that. They're the type of company that could potentially reach those levels given the financials that we see. But, one thing to note as well is a lot of these companies, there's so much weight, so much volatility. I don't want to go on here, share with you guys. Obviously, I'm very, very long term, and then we trade the short term on all these companies. But there is that possibility. We had that surge recently up to that high of 52 on Black Sky. There is that possibility on a lot of these stocks, kind of selling off another 10-15% potentially to that 200-day moving average if the hyper bull trend that's coming up over the next week that is anticipated for SpaceX doesn't continue. Now, I would imagine we're still going to see some hype, but again, the ideal way that these things go is you have an IPO and then, things steadily move. But honestly, almost every single IPO I've been a part of that I've seen sells off pretty aggressively, and then you get kind of fairer prices. So what you don't want to be at is if you're trading for like a 1 week trade, a 1 month trade, you're doing these short term kind of swing trades and you're looking for things to just make you money pretty quickly, and you don't have that longer, I'm talking long term, like if this thing drops, 30%, you're okay with it because you're holding it for 2, 3, 5 years in the space tech markets and looking at it as a frontier market. That could be really frustrating if the SpaceX IPO were to sell off and then you get revaluations of these companies. They, maybe drop in that 30 to 50% range, and then you're waiting, 2 years for them to recover. And so that's really the biggest short term. You could have a short term profit intention without considering the medium term implications. You might be looking at the long term and you're looking for profit in the short term. And so, just something to consider. So anytime, like even if we're seeing these trades, for example, obviously we hold, Redwire, Rocket Lab, we hold Planet Labs, Black Sky, ASTS long term. But in the event that you get those pullbacks, we don't do anything. Some people would see those pullbacks and they say, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. I would anticipate we're going to see some red, extended red in today. That's why we didn't trade, and then start to see some green into the next week. That's kind of what prophecy was looking like, and most space tech companies looking to rally. There's some projections that say otherwise, like Gemini is a little more bearish, but staying up to date with all the best markets, data center markets, photonics, AI, space tech markets. If you're looking to use, you get the projections. Again, it's the third link in the description below to go get access to prophecy. I use it. It helps me to stay up to date and be able to have all these positions on the right here, where we're able to make over 100% on over 10 positions in the last 2 quarters. And the reality is, if you're not using AI, it's going to be hard to keep up. But at the same time, if you're not aligning your structured trade or your timeframes correctly, you could be disappointed that you do see pullbacks around this time. But again, this is very ideal while we anticipate the recoveries into next week. And I would actually say this is really healthy and actually presents some opportunities for those that are looking to capitalize on some of the SpaceX IPO hype. Just having that structure, whether that's just clear stops, of a few percent, and you have a clear margin for profit that you're going for. Excuse me, man. Then that will definitely, kind of make things clear. There was a call I think I saw earlier today with one of our investors that, he said just by having clear risk management, he was able to save a potentially $19,000 loss today just by managing short-term trades promptly and having clear risk management. Whether that means, having very clear risk management on the short term is great because that's all technical and it's going to matter on the short-term moves in the market. And even with a great jobs report that came out today, you still have the market pulling back. But on the longer term timeframes, there's almost no reason, if you're doing it based on value of these companies like Frontiers, you see their financials doing better and better. We're seeing the growth continue for some of these companies. SpaceX IPO, we're seeing more public markets for space tech. We're anticipating more growth. If you're in that value weighted approach, you're looking at the rocket launches, you're saying, oh, this company is competing with Starlink, or now, Verizon or AT&T's moving into the 5G with ASTS, or you look at the AMD shares based on Starlink. I remember Starlink was selling off, or AMD was selling off, it was super bearish, and we were buying it. That's why we were able to make two positions over 300% gains in the last 6 months, is because while the technicals were looking really bad and things like that, the value that was being weighted on their value to the marketplace in the long term ended up catching up, and it always does. Almost always the value will follow in the long term. What doesn't follow is technicals. You might have technicals and you're trading something because you look at, oh, it could be here. Like a good example might be, I don't know, what's been one that's been pretty highly manipulated, like Voyager Space, for example, or even that company Fly. Like you might see their IPO and you're like, I could see them get back to $73, and you're looking at the technicals and that's it. And it starts to sell down. If you double check the financials and the financials are not favorable, for example, then it's possible that never recovers until they get better financials and the value follows. And so that's why it's important to have risk management on those shorter term trades. But then I don't really set stops. I'm very much, just a patient investor on the longer term value driven decisions for companies in the space tech market. So just something to consider. Again, you got that big explosion with Blue Origin that's been dragging them down. You do have, some talk of or uncertainty of the SpaceX IPO, but you also just space tech in general is not the reason. You got the market in general. Data centers were down today. AI is down today. You got Google even down today. SPY dropped about 1.76%. Things are getting cut down today. So it's just a macro market move where you see, a lot of the companies in almost every single market, robotics, general AI, data centers. If we go over to oil and gas, maybe it's even similar. Oil and petroleum today, is even down today. So, you're looking at macro sell-off, nothing to be specific to the space tech market as well. And so that's always going to be a factor. So it could play a factor and possibly dampen or dim the light on the SpaceX IPO, or the opposite. We get some pullbacks, we get some market uncertainty, some scarcity, some selling, some profit taking ahead of the IPO. And then when IPO hits on SpaceX, you start to see things change a little bit. Things go a little more positive. It really just depends on the time horizon. I'm anticipating next week, though, based on what we've seen in the market so far, this is actually a very healthy pullback. Can't go straight up. I mean, look at SPY. You need some correction, right? Especially when you've just been straight up here since April, that we should see some movement in the opposite direction as well. Short-term structured trading is important. Long-term frontier investing in the top markets like data centers, photonics, semiconductors, robotics, space tech, quantum, AI. If you want to know how to invest in these markets and you'd like to join us in our daily live trading sessions as soon as next week at Market Open, we're there every day, Monday through Friday. You can watch my entries and my exits in the second link in the description below. If you'd like to get Prophecy, where you can get the best models in the world with the best financial data in the world, it's going to be the third link in the description below. And if you'd like me to work with you on your portfolio, have a look at the first link in the description below. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button to consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.